Good day! For today's video, we are going to tackle about globalization of media. In many respects, the media industry is ideal for globalization or the proliferation of global commerce, regardless of traditional political boundaries. The shipping cost for the generally negligible as the information is not a physical item. Finally, the global spread of the media allows it to be associated with many different countries. However, some argue that the media is actually a partial cause of globalization, not just another globalization industry. Media is primarily a cultural product, and the transmission of such products can affect the culture of the recipient by technology is also increasingly globalizing. Globalized culture, globalized markets. Much of the globalized media content comes from the West, especially the United States. Driven by ads, American culture and the media are strongly consumer-oriented, and perhaps foreign cultures are increasingly consumers. Globalization as a global monetary fashion typically refers back to the reducing of monetary change borders. However, it has plenty to do with lifestyle as well. Due to the cultural differences, the globalization of media follows a different model than the globalization of other products. Vertical integration and globalization. Globalization with a company structure as a media company, as a product manufactured a media company, is vertical integration to multinational media will be required side of globalization media research. The television company controls its own production and radio. Even small movie studios often have a parent company dealing with international distribution. Media companies often benefit significantly from vertical integration and globalization. With the spread of American culture abroad, media companies can take advantage of much of the same distribution structure with few changes. The production value of distributions in a single country is basically the same as that multiple countries. So for example, with a vertical integration, a single movie studio will have movies on a higher budget than otherwise you can produce a movie global reach of distributors. Foreign markets and Titanic. American subculture is an increasing number of exported round the sector way to globalization, and plenty of US media retailers depend strongly on their capacity to promote their product in overseas markets. A prime example of this global cultural and marketing phenomenon is James Cameron's 1997 movie Titanic, with an official budget of around $200 million. Titanic was one of the most expensive movies ever made. Titanic was not expected to be particularly successful with US box office revenue of rather foreign box office revenue forecast made it possible for the film to be made of Titanic's total box office revenue. One of the reasons US studios can make this kind of transaction is that they have a well-developed connection to the global film industry. Hollywood studios have contracts with theaters around the world to screen movies. In contrast, the overseas market for French cinema is poorly established as the industry is usually partially subsidized by the French government. Cinema, which screens French Hollywood studio films, uses a portion of its box office revenue to fund French films.